So hi, Holly.
Hi.
So Holly Braithwaite is a personal trainer who is the owner and founder of one of the biggest online communities, Power,
Yeah.
and a mom and a partner and everything that comes with that. So
Stresses of life.
yeah, literally, how did Holly Braithwaite become the Holly Braithwaite today?
So, I've always been into fitness, hugely into fitness, loved fitness from day one. Um, didn't always go into it, went into a completely different career before I came into being a personal trainer.
I feel like so many people say that, it's wild.
Yeah, and I mean, I was quite old when I became a personal trainer. I was 30, going into my 30th year when I decided enough's enough. I didn't want to do what I was doing.
That's
I wasn't
not
happy.
old, Holly.
For personal trainers now, they're like 16 coming onto it, so it is old. But so yeah, it wasn't always the start off plan. Always wanted to do something in fitness, always been really active, always just, yeah. I knew I wanted to do something, but back in the day, fitness wasn't as big as it is now. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very oversaturated, it's huge now. So, yeah, I was on a gym floor for 2 years. Lockdown happened. As horrible as COVID was, it's how Power came.
Yeah.
And as horrible as it was, I'm very thankful for it because I always knew I had a 5-year plan to be online. No idea what online looked like because no one was really doing it then.
Yeah.
And so that was nearly 10 years ago. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to be online. I wanted to be doing workouts with people. I knew if I was just in Liverpool, I could only reach the girls in Liverpool. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to expand. I wanted to be bigger. So lockdown happened. Cal and I never worked together, never done anything together. Don't know how we did it. Still don't know how we do it. Not going to lie. He takes a lot of deep breaths.
Was you personal trainers, just like doing your own thing?
Yeah, completely separate. I did mainly big, I used to call them groups. These weren't groups, these were classes because they had like 30, 40 people and you can't really call that a group. But I always did that. I was the first one in Liverpool to do any hot classes. Loved being in a hot room, the hotter the better.
Yeah.
Loved it, did all that on my own, had all my own personal training clients. Cal did his own thing. We got to lockdown, we just said we'll do a live workout. What we were going to do is a big class in the park for everyone.
Yeah.
The day before, we had over 500 people coming to this in the park.
Oh my God.
It was lockdown life. We both then went, probably not the best idea, is it? We're going to probably get the police getting there. We had a DJ coming and everything.
Oh.
Didn't know you needed a permit to go in the park either.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you do. If you have so many people, apparently.
Keep
So we
that
did
in
it
mind.
online. And then from that one live, we started putting them on. He did 2 a week. I did 2 a week. I think that's right, yeah. We did 4 a week. Started raising money for the NHS. And then everyone loved it. And we just thought,
Let's make this.
I think within 2 weeks of me being with lockdown happening and not knowing Power was going to come, not knowing I was going to go online, I said I'm not going back to a gym floor. Wasn't going to happen.
You just knew that was going
Yeah,
to take off.
I think I knew. I didn't really know that was going to take off now. I was literally letting go of a huge client base that I'd built up. I loved it. I loved my classes. I absolutely loved everything about it. I still do. Love classes, love being there with people. But I also wanted a family.
Yeah.
And I was going into work at 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes not coming back till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Not really a break. I loved work, so I literally would be there all the time. I couldn't do that you can't.
No.
With a baby, as much as I'd like to say you can do anything,
You can't.
you can't. So yeah, and then Power came about.
Did you come up with the name and everything just there and then?
No, I can't say I came up with the name at all. I'd love to take credit, but he sat behind me, so I can't take credit. No, Cal came up with the name, came up with the logo. I'm going to go with I came up with the 8, but I don't think I did either. Don't think I did that either. So yeah, no, Cal came up with that. But really, to be honest, we winged it all because we didn't really
I feel
know.
like everyone's winging it, like everyone I speak to.
Oh, if you're not winging life, what are you doing?
Yeah, and you look at people and you think, wow, they've really got it together. And then you speak to them and we're all just like taking one day as it comes.
Yeah, no.
And then winging it.
No, I wing every day of life. I always have.
But it's blew up so quick.
It has, but it's been, I think, again, what we were just saying before this, people see your highs.
Yeah.
Everyone sees your highs. We try and keep it as real as possible, Carl. We try and post our lows as well. So I have a lot, but you also don't want to put the negativity there. So
Yeah, it's
you
hard.
don't post a lot of the lows of life, but our life for the last 6 to 8 months has been Groundhog Day. Every single day is the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch the same episodes of Paddington 24/7. Everything is the same. You're just going about your life and trying to get to bath and bedtime with 2 babies, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
So it is. I think how we got here now and how we're here is literally taking every day as it comes, and just, obviously we plan everything. We know what we're going to do. We plan ahead, obviously. We plan as much as we can. But again, planning doesn't always go to plan.
Yeah.
So there's never a plan B. There's just a plan A and wing the rest.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say your most challenging day has been since starting Power?
Just a day.
Just like, give me a
Do you know, there was
specific,
one day.
And like, I think it's more to show people that you're not the only one when them days come, and you're like,
There
Lord.
was one day, and I still remember this now, because when we first going onto the web app, we had to get as many, well, in my head, I'm very, very OCD, and I have to do things there and then. I know you Callum a lot, but I like to do that. So I used to put myself in the gym, go and record. I'd be literally doing about 5 hours worth of training. Absolutely dead, but still had to come on with all this energy and be alive and look alive. And it was one day, and I think I'd done about 3 recordings back to back. So I was literally into like 2-3 hours of recording by this point. It got to 27 minutes into a 30-minute workout, and the mics all went off. And I've literally, I looked at the screen, I went, it's gone off. And I screamed and started crying, and it sounds like nothing now. But when you're that tired, you've done days and days to put everything onto this app, because you want to get as much on as possible. And I remember Cal came in and he went to me, what's the big deal? Like, I went, and then, but I couldn't stop crying, and I went, just walk away, please, just leave me. Don't speak to me, just walk away, because I was just exhausted.
Yeah, and I think when you're at that point as a business owner of exhaustion, it just takes one thing.
And in my head, I wanted everything to be perfect, so I wanted 30-minute workouts on the app, 20-minute workouts. Obviously, we were already doing all the lives. I wanted 15-minute ones. I wanted as many as possible.
Yeah.
Beginner workouts, prenatal workouts, as much as we could get on.
Yeah.
I wanted it on, so I wanted it to be perfect. So then, and I remember Cal's granddad coming, who's like, he's just the nicest person ever. It's just what you want your granddad to be like.
Yeah.
And he turned up, and I remember him taking Cal to the other room, and I was listening through the door, and he was shouting at Cal, going, don't you ever make her cry. What have you done to her? Blaming him. And he's never told Callum off, really. He's like golden boy to him. And I was like, ha. And I was just sat there going, it's made me feel better. But I remember that day so well, thinking, I can't do this. And I remember thinking, I don't know how much I've got in me to do this. I really don't. I didn't even have any kids then, so.
Oh, God. Don't you think back to before you have kids and you're like,
I used to moan. Yeah, used to moan about the simplest of things.
Yeah, and like, I can't believe the times I've had I was bored or like tired or anything, because you're tired 24/7, I think.
I don't think you say you're tired now when you've got kids.
No, you don't, because it's just like, you don't have time to say you're tired. But like, I think to be for it, and I think even half annoyed at myself, because I think I've got more go in me now that I've got Billy. And I think, all the things I could have done before I had him, because I didn't realise how precious every moment was.
But I think you realise how fast time goes when you've got kids.
Yeah.
And also,
what's that saying? Like, you don't realise how quick your life goes until you see something you made grow.
Yeah, it really is true, though.
It's so true.
But I also think as well, you want to spend as much time with them.
Yeah.
So you try and get done as much as you possibly can in time.
Which is overwhelming as well, isn't it?
It's like when it comes to nap time, you do 5,000 things in that nap time. It's like,
or you sit and think about which one should I do first,
Yeah.
and you're overwhelmed. Like, I think, should I do this or should I do that? Should I do this? And then sometimes you should just sit down for half an hour and just have a moment.
Yeah, I didn't really vote. I do that a hell of a lot more now. Now there's 2.
Now there's 2. You've got to take them moments.
I love them moments.
But I think as well, like, so I went away at the weekend, and like, say if the baby was chilling, I feel guilty for doing nothing. Like, I've got it in me now where I think I should be doing something all the time.
I think you do, but I think with Vogue doesn't chill. Like, literally, there's not a second of the day that child will sit. We can't get to sit and watch the TV.
When I say chill, I mean asleep.
Oh, well.
Actually,
no, you're on holiday? No, I don't think that. No.
I know, but it's something like, I think some people need to work on. Like, I just feel, I'll chill, but I'll feel guilty.
Yeah.
I'll have this inside guilt where I think, I should be doing something now.
And I think you always go on and do something. Like, I'll go back on and reply to messages in that time. I'm thinking,
Why am I replying to people at 10:30 p.m?
Yeah. I do it in the morning.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, 3 in the morning when I'm with you.
Yeah, and they probably get it and think, is she okay?
It's the best time to reply to someone, though, because they can't reply back.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they do, I think, oh, you sadder. What are you doing up at this time?
And they're just doing what you're doing. How did you manage it blowing up so quickly? It might not feel it to you, but blowing up that big in like a couple of years is...
It doesn't feel that much to us. And I think the problem with Cal and I is we don't ever acknowledge our achievements at all.
Yeah.
At all. It's a bad thing, to be honest, because if that was somebody else, if that was you telling me, or any of my friends, I go, wow, look what you've achieved, look what you've done. Like, it's incredible what you've achieved in that time. I look at Power and don't think we've done... I still think we should be doing this, we should be doing this, we could have done this, we could have done that.
Yeah.
Should have been quicker with that, we should have been quicker with that. And Cal, I know, is exactly the same. There's never a break to go.
I think you should make time though, shouldn't you? I think everyone who's a business owner should, but we're all the same.
But you don't want to fall behind,
No,
so you don't make time.
But you should celebrate the wins as well, have a bit of reflection, but there's no time to.
No, we do a fist pump and then we're like...
Right, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when you are a bit of a perfectionist as well, you're just so hard on yourself about like what you're putting out there, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes it holds me back, I think, because I think I won't put that out because it needs to be perfect and...
But people don't love perfect.
Exactly,
I think that's what I've realised,
you can,
which is
you can
hugely...
stint your own growth by like really thinking of the little things too much.
Yeah, I think that hugely benefits me because obviously I'm there training like big sweaty mess most of the time that
people
there's
can
never
relate.
no perfect going on there. So...
Yeah, because I think it helps with the online fitness side now because I think so many people would be scared to go in a gym or like...
Yeah, we hear
do you know what I
all the
mean?
time.
Like, yeah, whereas like it's quite real just watching someone work out and we all sweat and we all like struggle with all out of breath. Do you know what I mean?
And I think you see so many mums as well who do it and the kids can either be involved, like if they're old enough to be involved, they always are involved, or they're doing it on that time, or they're doing it before they wake up, they're doing it, they're getting the kids involved with it. So,
but that's positive as well because you should. I feel like when our generation grew up, you weren't really taught that, you know, it helps with like the mental health effects and like just being healthier as a whole. You're not really learned that growing up, I think.
No.
So I think it's important to show your kids now that you should be going towards more of a healthy lifestyle. Yeah,
100%. And I think my dad was, both my parents were very, probably where I came from, my dad's hugely competitive, but both of them were very, very into fitness. Back then, for what fitness was.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, my mum would run 10Ks and stuff like that.
Oh, no, my parents weren't.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it because she'd do it when I was in school.
But now when she'll like tell you she was, maybe that's where you get it from.
I didn't see her in gym stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was all, back then, everyone was so glamorous and she had her heels on and a nice dress on and I mean, she still looks amazing now, but she's in more sports stuff now.
Yeah.
Still goes to the gym, but I mean, out of the gym, she's got that on, but I never saw her doing that. And I think it's so amazing now. There's kettlebells just in people's houses and kids are getting involved. See? But people are watching that, like your kids are watching that, and I think it's incredible to be able to watch and see.
Definitely. Because some people are like funny about it, aren't they? And I think, like, I don't want to take my kid to the gym, and I get that it just accommodates both people.
Yeah,
now, do you know what I mean? Because there'll be people who maybe want time out to, like, train without the kids, but then having the opportunity to do it as well. Like, I am always working, so, like, getting workouts in is hard. So if I can work out and Billy's there, like, perfect.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you say, even if you did it in the morning before they're awake, you don't realise getting to a gym, even if it's 10 minutes down the road from you, you've got to get in the car, 10 minutes, that's 20 minutes at least out of your day.
It does put you off. When you've got a certain lifestyle where you're busy, especially if you've got kids and that, whereas you can just wake up, throw something on, quickly get a shower, and you're ready for the day. Yeah, and you
could do it in your bra if you wanted.
Yeah, literally. Or if you're hot.
So many have.
Like, if you're hot and you want to do it in your sports bra, but you wouldn't do that in a gym if you were self-conscious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know people who've just got up, done it in the pyjamas.
Yeah.
Off the gap. Don't know how they do that, to be honest, but...
If you're doing it, you're doing it.
You're moving.
Off, whatever. Yeah.
I've definitely done it myself, but... Unfortunately, I have to be on the live, so I couldn't show off my pyjamas, but I do think...
Maybe you should do it one day.
So it can be relatable? No, thanks. You haven't seen that. You've seen what I sweat like. There's no way I'm turning up in my pyjamas.
You'd be like ragging them up.
I know.
So I suppose it helps that there's 2 years as well.
Yeah, it does.
Or does it? Does it or doesn't
it? Does, because both of our strengths and weaknesses are completely different, to be honest. Yeah. So whereas Cal's strengths are completely, like, I mean, people laugh because my technology skills are next to none. Like, I mean, next to none. Turning the phone on is quite a big thing for me, you know. But
That's good though in this day and age as well, because you might get a bit of peace from it.
yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm quite a geek, so I'm always on something, and like it's overwhelming.
No, I don't. If I will be on social media for work, other than that, I will not look at anything.
Yeah.
Try not to at all be on it, because for one, I want to be as present as I can with my babies.
Yeah.
But Cal's different. He's more. He is like he's more into. Like, thank God he is, because otherwise, I don't know how this business would be going. Because
yeah, and if your business is like obviously all of ours is online marketing,
Yeah.
so you're always looking at what's going on.
Yeah.
And it can be draining.
it can be really,
But
really
you've got
draining.
to do it to keep up, or like you said, you fall behind.
Yeah, so I have to be on it for those reasons.
Yeah.
And I go on, I look at people, I look at research, I do things, but then I think,
I'm done
God,
now.
thank God he's doing it more,
Yeah.
because, and that's where he'll do it. Like anything we, like all of our ads for Power, all of our next intakes, everything like that we film, Cal plans, to be honest. Well, I like, hold on, I think I'm bigging him up a little bit too much on that side. I do come involved a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I make sure he knows it for the next few months that I did that one.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
nice that there's both of you, because I struggle sometimes with me and John are on different vibes sometimes, because he can switch off and I can't.
Yeah, no, neither will switch off.
Yeah.
Neither will
But,
switch off.
and that could sound like bad, but it's not when you're in it together. Do you get what I mean?
No, it's not bad. And I think we both know Callum is a lot better than me at biting his tongue or taking himself on a walk. That's why you see him on Instagram walking 7 times a day. So like, get me out this house. Because working together is hard. People
Yeah.
like, again, people will see, oh, they look like
Yeah,
they're doing
I
all
think
right
I
together.
wish me and John could work together all day.
I mean, to
I'd
be honest,
it
it do
Eve-
shock
Eve
shock
hates
us.
it, probably, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it does shock me that we can.
Yeah.
And we haven't killed each other yet. But it's hard. It is hard. Anyone who tells you working together with anyone, it's not even just your partner. But
Yeah.
he's my partner. He's my business partner. He's the father of my dad. Father of my kids. So it's like, he's everything.
Yeah.
And he's also there to be your best friend. Every single thing he is in one. And
Yeah.
it's hard to then break them up. So like, if we go and have like a day out to just us,
It's hard to not talk about work.
we don't. We just talk about work. Other kids.
Yeah.
So, but, which would be nice if you had someone who did something completely different, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't talk about work
Work
really,
so
would you?
much.
You'd talk about,
You probably would.
you probably
I
would.
always do, and John's at the weekend, he's like, can you please stop?
Why are you switching
Please
off?
just stop talking
Switching
about
off
work.
to you, like talking about work.
But as well, it's probably nice, because I find like as well, having like, well, I've got a business partner in and she's amazing, but it's probably hard for some people to find the right person as well. So when it's your partner, you know, you can fully trust them as well.
I think it's hard to find someone who's got your work ethic as
Yeah.
well. It's
Yeah.
very, very hard to find someone who wants the same as you, has the same goals as you, wants to
Yeah.
achieve what you want to achieve. And I think that's very, very hard to find someone like that. So I understand why people more go into business on their own.
Yeah. I was going to ask, was you always a fitness girly? And I know you touched on at the start that you weren't. So what
I
did-
was.
You was?
Yeah, always.
But you didn't become a PT
No.
until you were 30. So what did you do pre-personal trainer life?
So I was always into fitness, like probably the most competitive, annoying child in school.
The one that always won the race, was that
If
you?
I didn't win, I wasn't turning up. It's just as simple as that. It really was. I mean, I competed with my horses all the time. We've even got a video. It was like at this end of year championship thing. And I remember, I shouldn't have even been in this class, but I came reserve champion, and my face doesn't show anything, not happy. There's 52 people in this ring, and I wasn't happy. My dad walks off. And then you see it all on the camera. My dad walks off.
Was he fuming too?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's where I get my competitive side from. So, yeah, I just wanted to, and I didn't want to beat anyone. It wasn't about beating somebody else. It was for me to be the best. And
Yeah.
it's still now, which can be really annoying, but it's the way I am. Like,
Yeah.
I do a workout at home. I want to be better than I was the day before. I want
That's
to
good
push
though.
myself.
There's nothing wrong with that. I wish I was a bit more like
Does
that.
annoy a few people.
Just like whatever some days.
Yeah, yeah, or like that. But so then, yeah, I always wanted to be in fitness. Again, when I think if I came into fitness a few years earlier than what I did, it was becoming more and more, there was a lot more fitness people going. But when I went to university, then I went around the world traveling, and then I came back and it was like, right, you've got to get in the real world now, get a job.
What
And
did you do in university?
I did fashion. So when I went into, my job was in that background. So I went into being an assistant buyer at very shop direct group now. And I was there for 7 years. And do you know what? When I first went, absolutely, I loved it because I loved the people. And I think if you're surrounded by the right people working, you just love your job.
I think that's the battle with working in corporate.
Oh, gotcha.
It depends on who you placed with, kind of vibe.
And that's how really in the end I left, because probably the people who I loved being with were all getting separated, different teams, everything like that. And I knew in my head, I knew from day one I went in there, I was 22 when I went in there, I knew it wasn't going to be what I was doing for the rest of my life. I can't sit still for longer than, suppose I'm sat on this chair without flying off somewhere.
I did warn you before, don't fly to stay still.
But I don't like, no wonder where Vogue comes from, but I don't like sitting still. So I knew an office job wasn't going to work for me. I know very much if you're in corporate, you have a number. You can be gone as quick as you came in. You're also on a fixed salary. So even though my you went in earlier, you stayed later, you weren't getting paid for that. You weren't getting seen any better for that.
Yeah.
And you were just a number at the end of the day. And there was a lot of pressure on you for that.
I know.
And I
think people are becoming more aware of this now. Like, I've had every job possible.
But I think it depends. Some people and it's nothing, everyone's different. So I'm not saying anything against that. Because if people like just to go to the same job, know their hours, know they're getting that wage at the end of the day.
Yeah, and some companies probably have really amazing opportunities, but I think a lot of us find
packages.
ourselves in the opposite end, where you are just a number and you take everything they say so matter of fact. Like, when I think back to some of my jobs, I've said this on every podcast that I've filmed, but I was so unhappy and it'd take over my life, and now I look back and I think, oh my words.
I used to, Friday, got to Friday, leave. Saturday night, the fear came in for me. It wasn't even Sunday night, the fear came in on Saturday. And towards the end, oh my God, I used to dread. I know, in me, I haven't got calling in sick or anything like that, so I was never going to do that. I was never going to be that person.
But it probably ruined your weekend just thinking about going back.
Yeah, honestly, it did. And I used to dread it. And I'd look at the time, wow, the amount of water breaks I took in there, the amount of toilet trips that I had to take because I had that many water breaks, the amount of coffee breaks I took.
But sometimes you'd have to log them in some jobs, wouldn't you? Log your break.
Didn't, but I did used to get asked, right, where was I? I literally went for 30 seconds. So that's another thing that got to me. I thought, I'm not being chained to a desk.
I'm just nipping the loo.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to ask permission. I was a grown woman asking permission to come do something
when you're in school.
Yeah, but again, it just wasn't for me. I'm not the type of person who can sit there and do that, which is everyone, again, is different. So,
but there were so many people listening who all be in that situation where they're itching to get out.
Honest to God, I dreaded it. And then I said to myself, right, enough's enough. And I said to myself, I'm going to do this personal training course. My sister was a personal trainer. So I also I put it off probably for a few years because she was one. And I didn't want to step on toes. Not that it would have, but not
she
that
wouldn't
it
have been
did.
bothered, but you just wouldn't yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, and I thought, do you know what, I can't do this. It's not for me. So I did my course, and I absolutely loved it. I went to Manchester for it, and I did it on weekends, and I did it. So I had all the course was over weekends. I'd have to then literally revise everything in the week, do everything. So I'd go to work. And then when I qualified, I was going to work at finishing at what was it, 5:15, can't remember, 5:45, one of them. I'd come home, I'd then have clients in my mum's. I was lucky my mum had a gym in the house, so I'd take them to the park. I'd have clients after work, and then I'd be working until about 10 o'clock at night and then go back to work the next day in Bury. And I did that for a few months just because I wanted to see I liked it. Yeah, you can love training yourself, and this is what I think a lot of people do. To go into personal training or any career, you could love makeup, but to then go and paint someone's face is completely different.
Yeah.
And you've got to also deal with clients. You've got to deal with their problems.
And it's not just being a PT. If you're self-employed in any job, you're a business owner, and that comes with a whole different ball.
And I think a lot of people see people who are doing well and go, well, I could do that, and I could earn that, and I could do that. And I think, yeah, you can. And if you love something, you need to realise you love it for the right reasons. You're not just loving... I know loads of people who love training but wouldn't want to be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Because it's completely different. You need to do it because you want to help people, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people. I hated seeing some of my friends feel down and not good in themselves when we go on holiday in the bikinis and stuff like that, and I hated that. And I used to go on buns with them and help them as much as I could because I thought, why would you... like, I hated seeing people like that.
And there's just so many people like that.
Yeah.
And you get in a rut and like, they don't know, like, you know that exercising will help, and when you're in a rut sometimes you just can't pull yourself out of it.
And somebody always needs somebody just to help them, just
Yeah.
to say, you can do it.
You only need to do this, it's not as hard as you
Yeah.
think, kind of thing, yeah.
And then, so leaving, I think this is the hardest thing for everyone as well, because I think when you've got a job, like I was saying before, you've got a set salary. You know you're getting that money. So I think I look back now and I stayed at I didn't leave until December, so Christmas, New Year time. I knew I was going to start fresh in the January, but we always used to get a bonus in the October. And when I look back to how much money that was, like, it's quite laughable. I stayed because really, I wanted to leave from the June, July.
And you hung it out that long.
I stayed till the October to get the bonus, and then I thought, right, leave at Christmas because fun up to Christmas and work's quite fun. So, and you're not going to get clients coming up to Christmas, so why not leave then? So I did. I left then, but now I think about it, it was the right thing to do. I think everything in life's the right thing to do. You do everything for the right reasons.
Yeah.
That's how I do strongly believe. But I remember leaving, my mum and dad were like, they were worried, thinking, you're leaving a job, you've got a secure wage, why are you doing this? And I was like, I know I will be the best I can possibly be in my career, because I will not, I won't stop until I am. So I know I will. I know and I was very lucky when I started. It wasn't oversaturated. There was amazing PTs in the city who are still absolutely incredible now and smashing it now. But I didn't look at any of them. Didn't let myself look at anyone.
I think that's important. And like, I know a lot of people who even do what I do will say, like, look at your opposition and see what they're doing. I never suggest that to anyone, because I don't think it's a good, I think it throws you off.
Yeah, unless, like, my situation, like, I don't actually look at it, but I mean, you could look at the likes of Courtney Black and all them who are absolutely smashing it and take a little bit of, like, inspiration from them.
More, yeah.
But I think people in your city who are doing things like you, no, I don't think you should.
Yeah, I agree, because I think it can really put you off.
Yeah. And also, again, people chat a load of crap on social media. So people could be saying, I'm doing 15 clients a day.
They might not be.
They're not. They might only have 3.
Yeah.
So you're believing that and you're going, well, why am I not doing as well as them?
Like
I should be doing
make
this.
it mindset. Loads of people do it, yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that was a thing. I never, ever let myself compare myself to anyone.
Yeah,
it was always,
that's a good...
I'm doing this and I'm doing it for me. And people could say I was lucky. I wasn't lucky. I worked my bloody backside off. And I did have a wait list within 10 days. I worked from 5 in the morning till 10 at night most nights. And I'd work every day, including the Sunday.
I feel like that's the part people don't see.
No, I worked all the time.
So it looks like, but they've got loads of clients and they're like smashing it, but they don't see the back work. Back work, behind the scenes work.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes work of, because it is boss being your own boss, and like you can live life on your own terms, but you do actually end up working longer.
You work a lot longer.
But you don't mind because you love it. But what I mean is, nothing's like an overnight success unless it's like a crazy TikTok product or whatever. But that goes, we need to get onto that, defo. I've thought about it a few times. But like, and anyone wanting to go into another industry, I think unless you're starting off in it, it is sensible to stay in your job for a bit.
Yeah.
While you figure out if it is what you want to do.
I think you need to hugely figure out if it is what you want. That's why I worked overnight.
Yeah.
And I would go and see. You know what? A lot of them, I was doing it at like a ridiculously low price. Ridiculously low price. It wasn't about the money. It was me seeing. Because I still had my wage at Berry, so it wasn't about the money for me. It was me seeing if I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I did hour-long sessions. I actually made them probably longer than that because...
You wanted to make them work.
No, it wasn't even that. I like to get to know people.
Yeah.
And I like to know what their strengths, their weaknesses were. Probably then play on the weaknesses, not the strengths, because I'm a bit evil like that. But I wanted to know them as people, because every single person, not one thing suits every single client.
No.
It's not going to work for every single client. Like... This is why Cal and I were very different the way we trained each other. So some people were like Cal's workouts. Some people were like, I can't say anyone who likes mine. But, you know what? They might say they do. But I'm harsh. I'm very, do it because you can. You're telling yourself you can't do something where, my thing is now, if your children said to you, like, Mummy, I can't do that, would you go, no, you can't? You wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. You'd do anything to encourage them. To say you can do anything you believe you can do. So why would you ever put doubt in yourself? Because you doubt yourself, you're doubting, you're showing your kids they
and
should
it's the
doubt
feeling
themselves.
after it then, isn't it? When you have done it.
You feel absolutely incredible and you've pushed yourself and you know, wow, I'm on a high now. And that sets you up for the rest of your day or going into your next day or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
But I would say if you want a career change, again, make sure you know you want to do it. Make sure it's the right career for you. You might go through 5 different careers before you get to the right one.
Yeah.
But don't leave a paying job to go to something where you know, if you've got bills coming, if you're living at home, fine, you haven't got any bills coming out.
You've got to be like sensible as well about it, haven't you?
I mean, I was living at home and me not earning, I wanted to be, my thing in my life was I will never have any man pay for me. It wasn't a thing. It was always when I was a little girl. I would just say, no man will pay for me. Apart from my dad, he can look after me till he's old if he wants. But like, you just don't. You like, I wanted to, again, everyone's different. Everyone is different. I wanted to be successful in something. I just wanted to.
You just know.
Yeah. I can't sit still. So I knew I wasn't going to be.
I'm like that. When I left my corporate job fully, like, because I always did marketing on the side, I had a mortgage and everything.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I had to like
scary.
really like make sure, because I think it's easy, like, and I feel like I've said it a lot on some of these, like, you know, just like quit your job and do what you love. But there has to be another side to it where you can't like go and get your house repossessed or something. Do you know what I mean? And I remember John was so wetting. He was like,
yeah, because there's a lot of pressure on
yeah,
that.
and he was like, but what if like, not even that, more like for like, what if it doesn't work? But I always knew it would.
I think you always have a gut.
Yeah, but I always got to a point where I knew I was earning enough to like
help with the bills
and when I
too,
think back, I was still on the same wage when I left that I started on 5 years before. So if that's saying anything, where was that going? So to like even like family and stuff, when they're like, yeah, but you've got that and that pays your bills. So what am I meant to do? Just pay me bills, and then what do I do once they're paid? How like
every month I'd be looking in my bank going, where's my money gone?
Yeah, because you'd literally, if my old wages would have just covered my bills now. It's that the bills are that high. Would just covered my side of the bill, shall I say?
Exactly.
And,
not even the full bills.
And there would have been nothing to do ever. So what life is that? Do you know what I mean? So I literally waited until I knew, and it's been the best thing I've ever done. But there is that side of it. We'd have to be sensible, I think. Can't just tell people to up and leave.
No, I would never tell someone to up and leave ever. But I get annoyed when people go, just do what you love. Do what you love. I love what I do.
Do what you love,
but my
Tick
God,
the boxes
you've
first.
also got to realise you do what you love, but you're not going to love every single day.
No.
You're not going to love every single week.
No.
You're not going to be motivated to do whatever career you go into. You are not going to be motivated. You have to be the one to get up and do it, because nobody, you're not in a corporate where you can just rely on your other colleagues to help you on that day.
No, it's actually harder.
You have to do it for yourself. So don't rely on, I love this job. Well, you might love it for the first few weeks, few months, telling you now, you're not going to love every single day.
No,
you're not.
And that's just being realistic.
Yeah.
But you've just got to create things that help you on them days, I think.
I just think you have to have little goals all the time.
Yeah.
Just set yourself little goals. And also believe in yourself. Tell yourself, you can do it. You can do. And the only person, this is my one thing, the only person who can do anything for you is you.
That is so true. And it's weird, because I feel like that took me a really long time to learn that.
Yeah, I know. I think I had that drilled into me from the off, to be
No,
honest.
I never, and I don't know what it was, that, like, I'd always rely on someone else for, no, I'd always push myself, but I mean, even for, like, happiness, probably. I don't know.
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, and I think it's took me to, like, I'm 30 this year, to get a bit older, to realise that no one else was going to give you it, because you then tick all your boxes that you thought you needed, and then if you're not happy internally, then you're fucked.
I think you need to be happy as well, and there's so many bitter people now that you need to. Social media doesn't help.
It's harder to be angry and bitter than it is to be
but people again,
happy, and people don't realise that.
Job they're not happy
and
with.
You know what? People might think it's easy to say just be happy, but it's literally you've just got to make that choice.
You've got to find what makes you happy, not a person. I always remember, I'm sure it was Will Smith who said this. She, like his wife, I don't rely on her for happiness, and she doesn't rely on him for happiness. Because, and then they find what makes them happy, they go and do what makes them happy, and they bring it together, and they're
happy together. That's so true.
And I can't look at Cal and go, but you're not making me happy. Well, that's probably my problem, isn't it, really, not his?
Yeah.
unless he really was
Unless he
horrible
was
to me.
being a
Then I understand that.
dick, yeah.
But I wouldn't be with him then, would you? So
Yeah,
you wouldn't
exactly.
do that. And again, it's like you surround yourself with people who make you better and make you happy and you want to be with and make
That
your
was going to
life
be my
happier.
next thing I was going to say to you, like, people around you, I think is so important.
Yeah, I am for this, but I'm also... So my views on this, when people go, surround yourself with positive people, like-minded people, yes, for it, in ways. So you'll have loads of childhood friends who I was saying before, still fine being in the corporate world, fine doing things
Yeah.
like that, but their values, their morals, everything like that are the same as yours. So I
That's
think
what
they're
I
the
think,
type of
yeah.
people, even though they don't want to go and smash their career, they don't want to go and, you know, be a working mum.
Yeah.
They just want to be a stay-at-home mum. They're still smashing life because
Yeah.
being a stay-at-home mum is the hardest thing in the bloody world to me. But it's what everyone wants to do, but they still have the same values, the same morals, everything like that with you. But it's... So when people go, you've got to surround yourself with all these people who inspire you and all this, I'm for it. But then people getting up and
Yeah.
saying, get up at 5 o'clock, read 20 pages of your book, go and meditate, go and have an ice bath, and do it. Everyone around you needs to be doing the same thing. Then no, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
what
not
John
for
does
that.
every morning. I'm still snoring in bed.
Say, listen, I'm not dissing it. It works for some people.
No, I know. I think of it more as a, like, surrounding yourself with the right people. It doesn't matter what they do.
No.
I think it's important to have like your friends who are either self-employed or business owners, because you need someone to just vent to and understand what you're going through. But then, like, I've got like a mix of friends, and I think we all now think the same about, like, how you treat people, how you want to be.
Yeah,
like,
that's
just,
what
do
it
you know what I
is.
mean? Like, family, what's important, like, yeah.
I think that's
It's not
what you should be
just-
surrounded with.
yeah.
Again, whoever makes you happy is who you should surround
Yeah,
yourself
and, like,
with. And whoever brings out the best version of you.
Support you, I think,
And
as
whoever
well.
you... I always think this as well, because I would walk into rooms with people you'd say were friends. They're not now. Like, you literally get rid of them probably along the way. But you'd have a bit of anxiety thinking, can I say that around them? Or are they going to go back and tell that person?
That's
or
what I mean
what are they
yeah.
judging me for that?
Yeah.
You know, when you were young and you were wild, you'd do things, and you had friends who judged you for it when you were just having a good time, really.
Yeah. Or even, like, you want to put yourself out there and it's like you're scared to tell them because you don't know what they're going to say. Like, that's kind of the thing I think more. It doesn't matter what your friend is doing in their career. It's more how they're going to support you and what you're safe telling them. And you know what I mean? And even that goes for, like, family or anyone. Just anyone around you, I think, in general. Because even, like, in some of the jobs I've worked in before I had this business, and if they were really negative, I think it just set me down for the whole day.
I honestly didn't really... But yeah, I think in there were negative people, but I didn't really see it as much because I'd probably...
I remember being forced to sit, like, in a certain... and I think, not with the R ones who moan and hate the job.
See, there was one taking ours, and they weren't like that. They were lovely.
I know, and they
I
weren't.
remember one. She was
There
amazing.
was a
Loved
mix in mine, but I seemed to be by the ones who...
never
and they
seen.
were like, hate these...
I'd probably have picked up and walked away.
Yeah, but like how you weren't allowed, and then I was seen as creating a fuss and a...
See, I used to, and I think that's probably what I did. I moved myself out of situations without really knowing I was moving myself out of situations, because I used to think, wow, that's draining. But then when I became a personal trainer, you've got someone one-on-one. You can't just go, I'm going out in the other room.
Yes,
See you
that's
in 45
hard.
minutes.
Yeah, that's hard.
You go and train yourself.
I proper feed off energy.
Yeah,
like,
so
I am that
but
kind
they
of
used
person.
to leave. I remember there was one person.
Who we shall not name.
Pardon?
Who we shall not name.
No, we shall not name. Wouldn't listen to this, nobody anyway. But she was, honestly, she'd come in, she'd leave on the biggest high because she had literally vented to me about her day, how, like, what had gone on. It was the most, you know, everyone vents, everyone does, I get it, everyone has stuff to, like, get off their chest, whatever, but this was literally down to parking the car and getting into me, what had happened in that time, like, how traumatic that was. And it was like,
oh yeah,
oh my God, is anything in your life just
good,
just normal?
Yeah.
Like, and she used to leave, and I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe I've got another 10 clients to go now.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I can't do this. She is zapped. And then I'd have to come into the next client and be like, hi, you okay? And be full of energy, where I used to think, oh, wow, she's taking... And you don't realise they call them energy vampires for a reason. They zap everything.
Out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've got to a point now where I'm very, it sounds bad, this, but picky on who I work with.
Oh, you should be.
And it's you feel bad saying it because you should just take all the work. And at the start I did.
Yeah,
I just say yeah to anyone.
And I'd say that to
even
anyone
if there was
who
a red
wants to
flag.
leave. Take any work you can.
Yeah, at the start. And there'd be a red flag and I'd still do it. And it's caused me, I'd feel ill dealing with certain people because they were vile. I'm sorry, but there's some people who I've had to deal with in the past who were vile. But now, everyone we work with is absolutely lovely. And it's because if I get a vibe at the start, I just know from experience not to. Because I think now as well, when you've got a family and all that and you're going home to them, you don't want to be taking bad energy home.
No.
Where someone would actually just speak to you so terribly, I'd think, oh my word.
But I think people think, we get it a lot now. We don't, to be honest. I love, we have so many people on Power and I love them all.
Yeah.
Like, I've never even met half, like, I'm not even half. I haven't even met
most of them probably.
95-6% of them. But, like, everyone is just, they've all got, like, this energy. And I love, like, them when they message you and hearing the little stories. I mean, they've done Power for, like, years, some of them. And then they'll just, like, all of a sudden pop up and send you a little, like, thank you and a message.
Nice.
And I love that. But then there will be one. And I just...
I don't know how you deal with
that,
this.
please?
I don't know how you deal with it. I've seen you like put a few things up about this, and I just don't know.
I just think.
I think with your business as well, like with mine, it's always been one-on-one. So if someone's unhappy, the message is just like coming to me, and I can deal with it more in the beginning. But I think because you're so like a public figure now, I just think it's wild when people will just write it actually on a post or something.
Oh God, yeah.
And probably someone who isn't even signed up, like mind your business.
Yeah.
It's wild. I couldn't deal with it.
People don't message us directly; they'll write it on it. And I'm like,
that's what I mean. So it's like,
why are you trying to put
negativity
you just want on someone's business?
See it? Yeah.
It's like, I just don't.
It's sad though, isn't it? That's just kind of like the world we live in. But
then I always say that normally I've got a cat as a profile picture, and the name's like
they're not.
A B C D E F G. That is the name. Like
it's just bizarre, isn't it? That you've even got the time to
set up a fake
do that. We had a girl on last week and she had the exact same thing. Someone was commenting on her like saying, why would anyone want to look like you? Isn't that vile?
I've heard that about somebody else. I wonder if that's the same person.
It was a Hannah.
No. Somebody else who's probably she's not probably, I was going to say probably the most stunning person, but she is stunning. Like she's absolutely stunning. Looks amazing, dresses amazing. You can say it to somebody you can say that's just pure jealousy, but then when it's coming to you directly,
you can't take it that way.
And I don't care what people say you're made of.
I said that to her. It's easy for me to say this, X, Y, and Z, whatever I said, that it's just to do with them, not you. But if someone said that to me, I would really... I actually had someone troll me. I laughed because she was... Anyway. And I just had the baby and she called me fat.
Oh,
and she was horrendous. And that was one of my red flags. That was the biggest lesson. I've never dealt with a red flag ever since. And she put it on a story, and I just thought...
What?
Yeah, like, she had 2,000 fake followers, so I wasn't bothered. No one's seen it, do you know what I mean? But she was just...
She put on a story, though, that she called you fat?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. Turned up to a content day, fat, and she was she actually called me a flump, but same thing. That's actually... I actually keep saying I've never been trolled, but I have. I forgot about it.
Wow.
She was one of them people, like, she turned up and said that she had a baby when she was 16 and she ruined her life. And I just thought, oh, you're not a nice person from the get-go, because obviously I'd just had Billy and he was everything. So, and I get that she was young and stuff, but, just the way she was speaking was horrible. And then she caused me not...
She to have kids.
She caused me not problems and then wrote that about me. So actually, yeah, I do know. But for me, I kind of... it wasn't a comment on my thing. It was something on hers. And she didn't name me directly, indirectly.
Yeah.
And it still was like, I felt like shit because I just had the baby. And I thought, oh, thanks. So that was hard, but never mind. Just like directly at you and naming you and stuff.
Yeah, I've had loads of it directly at me. Loads. Especially after I had Vogue, which was...
Really?
Yeah, which was amazing because a lot of them were mums. And I think...
Wow, that's terrible.
Do you know what I would love that person to be right there in front of me right now.
They wouldn't though. That's the type of person you're dealing with.
Do you know what? If they're watching this, please message me directly.
Yeah.
I'll give you my number. Come and meet me. I'm not for a fight or anything like that. Please don't show for that.
For a discussion.
But I'm saying, I would just love to understand them. I'd love to understand why they're that unhappy in their life. And this took me a long time to get to this because I remember, like, I don't care how well you deal with motherhood. I don't care if you've got postnatal, you haven't. I think every single mother probably has, because your hormones are going back, everything.
It takes 2 years.
Yeah, what I mean.
I've got a week left.
You've got a week
Back
left.
to normal.
Keep saying that for the next week. You can't say it after that. But I remember thinking, oh my God, I must be a bad mum. I must be like, I'm a show.
Oh,
like,
it's
look
hard
at
enough.
me.
You don't need
And
anyone giving you hell after you've just had a baby. I actually did have someone giving me hell after I'd just had a baby, and I was verging on suicidal, like some of the thoughts I was having.
Well, I used to have to keep showing up, and Callum would turn up with these videographers in my face, and I remember I dreaded it. I've never watched a video back since then.
Do you not feel like it helped you at all, like being forced to
Probably
be on them a little bit? Yeah.
I never thought of it like
but
that.
I feel like a mum to a mum, as you're in them trenches just after having a baby, then bear in mind some people are given the 9 months off, which I think I had 3 days.
I didn't have 3 minutes. I was back on doing work.
I think these people who were commenting at that time need to keep that in mind as well. So you're not even given the space to like recover because you've got to keep something going. To come at another mum is fucking low. Sorry for swearing.
That was the thing, and I think it was down to everything, like literally everything. So
and
I ended up
you
having like a close friends
time.
list on Instagram because, which then again is crap because you miss people off on a close friends list, which
you can't
they might think you're doing that purposely, but it's not like
you go into yourself a little bit kind of vibe.
And I remember Callum being like, "You're not that person. You're not being like that," and I wasn't. I've always been such a strong person and never let anyone. But I've never again been around that. I've never been around nasty, bitchy people.
That's why it's important to surround yourself with the right people. But then it's hard when it's like online. But I think because you yourself know how you feel after having a baby, why would you then just give someone
do you know what? Do you know what? Had a baby or not, a woman being nasty to another
I know.
woman.
But I mean, even understanding how like the lows you can feel is just beyond.
Yeah. We get it. We get it on loads of our girls as well who post.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, the one we posted the other day, I think it got like ridiculous amount of likes as well. It's got like 5,000-6,000 likes. And she looks incredible. On the first picture, she sat down, she got stretch marks, they're red. After a baby, your stretch marks are red. Everyone who's had a baby.
And they go down.
They go down. They go more white, don't they? Like see-through kind of colour.
Or if you can get
so
treatment, you can go.
You can get treatment for everything. Now, she even said it's the lighting because they are still there.
Yeah.
And everyone's going, fake that, you've airbrushed it, you've done this. Can't you just be nice? If you don't like it, scroll past it.
Just unfollow it if you don't like it.
But can't you just be like, wow, you look incredible. You've done amazing. You've lost 6 stone.
Yeah.
You've done that well. This girl runs her own business. She's got a baby.
Do you know what it is as well? The person commenting, it's like a reflection of you could do that. You've got no excuses and you haven't. So that's probably why
you sat there scrolling on Instagram. And being bitter.
Yeah, and I think being a business owner in this day and age where you do have to put yourself out, that's important for people to hear because we all get some sort of crap from somewhere.
But my biggest thing is...
And you're not on your own kind of with it.
No wonder it's a man's world. No bloody wonder it is because women, you never ever see a man. When have you ever heard your partner like slating another man?
Never.
Exactly.
Like actually never.
Exactly. But... Cal always does call me like a man because he says, like, I would just never, like, all my friends will say the same. Like, I even remember one of my friends saying someone was bitching about someone where we were, and she went, don't in front of Holly because I just don't like it. I take myself away from it. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because I always, if I've had something to say, I will say it to someone directly. If they've upset me or anything like that, I will say it to them directly. Because I think that's, as much as some people don't like to hear certain things, I don't like to hear certain things, but it's the best way to go about it. But women can't support other women for some reason, unless, like you and Holly, like, you're so lucky you've got each other because you're both doing amazing in your careers. You both want each other to do amazing. And you empower each other, so it's a good friendship to have. Whereas you can have, it's like that saying, some of your closest people are your biggest enemies and you don't even know.
But I think as you get older now, it's weeding them out. Like I've got 4 best friends and we actually all are business owners, which does really help. And I don't ever feel like now, this has been over the last couple of years, I have like really, what's the word? I was going to say dwindled them down. I don't know if that's the, I don't even know if that's a thing. That's
when
a
I was
right
about
term.
your age, I started to like...
Yeah, and it's not even like fuck you or anything like that.
They might be doing the same to
We've
us.
gravitated towards each other and come together And I just like never have to worry. And like even doing this, I didn't want to do it. It was an idea and then I didn't want to do it. And they were like, just do it, are you messing? Like anything I do, they're my biggest supporters. I can go to them for business advice. And then Holly's the funniest to go out with because we'll go out with the kids and it's like, right, you watch them a minute because I've really got to boost this post or I've got to do this or I've got to do that. Because with mine and her businesses, they are kind of 24/7 and our kids are the same age. So
Yeah, and the hardware.
that is like, yeah. So we went to Knowsley Safari Park and it's like, right, you drive with them on your knee and then you watch them while I do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need people like that because, like, if I went out with someone else and I was having one of them days in businesses where I need to just be on my phone, they'd think I was rude or they wouldn't understand. So it's important to have friends like that who will support you and understand. And, like, they might see me post a picture of Billy, but that's my little minute. And I might not have texted him back since yesterday. And it's not, we're not being funny.
I've got WhatsApp from about 20 weeks ago.
No, I have. It's bad. It is rude. John says I'm rude, but I think if you
don't
wish he'd just
get
understand that I'm overwhelmed.
You're not getting back.
Yeah. But that side of it is important to, like, I know you can't always surround yourself with the right people because you don't know who's going to come at you, but then people help and, yeah.
I also think a lot of people now have friends for different things, like people who you go out with, people who...
Yes.
Different things, and I think you need to...
People you go and have a couple with and don't want to talk about work.
Yeah, but I think you just need to make sure your friends are actually your friends and the people who want to see you happy.
What advice would you give to someone who's out there now? I feel like we've covered this a little bit, but does need like a career change and wants to start their own business or wants to take the business to the next level. And like, you know, we were talking about like that perception of, you're scared of the perception online. You just have to cross that threshold, don't you, of not being bothered. That's hard, I think, to put yourself out there.
Yeah. Again, if you're going to move from one career to the other, make sure it's a career you want to do.
Yeah.
Like what I touched on before, make sure you love it, you want to do it. Go off, get a bit of experience in it, because and don't just go and do a few days, because you might love it for that. Make sure it's something you love to do. Also, don't look at other people. Don't look at what they're doing. Don't look at, like, don't compare your day one to someone's day 100.
Love that.
Because that's just, why would you do that? You're trying to be, I always say, 1% better every single day. If you do one little thing better today than what you did yesterday, well, look at the end of the year. You're absolutely smashing it by the end of the year, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true.
So year on year, you're smashing it. But I also think be your biggest inspiration. You are where you are the person who's getting you to where you want to be. So just invest in yourself. Like, go and do courses. Go and make sure you know what you're doing. Yet the courses might be so boring, and they go over every single thing that you do, and you think, what the hell? I won't be doing this when I go into the field.
Yeah.
But you need to know them. There might be one little thing you learn on that course. Yeah, you might have gone over 500 things, but one little thing you can take away. That is what I was also doing. And say if it was, or if you wanted to be a makeup artist, go to different makeup artists, go and look what they're doing. Go and little things like that. Like, I like to go to different people's classes just because I love going to people's classes, but I also pick the ones, like, I love a Barry's class. I love a Barry's.
I love a Barry's.
I love a Barry's. But I also pick the instructors who I love.
Yeah.
And there's ones that I do, like, I've done them all around the world. I am that sad. Yeah, I'm that person.
I've only done Liverpool.
Oh, wow. You need to do an American one.
I'm a Nathan kind of gal.
Yeah.
I love Nathan's classes.
Yeah, I love Nathan.
Nathan, if you're listening.
I don't think Nathan's going to listen to this, but
you never
clip
know.
it. Send him that we love him.
Next time I'm there to listen to it.
I think he's amazing at his job, so you want to go because he loves what he does. He's got that passion. He loves it.
I love the way he shouts you out when you're on the treadmill.
Yeah, but you need that. You need that
like
passion. You need everything. Yeah. Like, I've always been that personal person because I also know myself. It makes me move.
Yes.
So you've got to make someone else move.
When you don't feel like you're a number.
No,
you're
when
actually
I'm teaching a class, like, face to face, I'm probably literally in everyone's face. Nobody gets a second to breathe because they can breathe, but, you know, they've got to move. But I just think if you want to expand your career, if you're doing something you're thinking, you know what, I could take this to the next level. Again, in what I think, this is how we have done so well. We didn't take any shortcuts. We hadn't made a penny off Power, and we invested in the best media team we knew, the best videographer, the best camera people. Matty's probably going to be looking at me going, they're not called that. But
content creators.
All of them. This is why, look, I'm not technical. Don't know the names. That's another story. I'm not going to touch on that, though. But I think you've got to invest in the best. Yes, you're probably going to lose money at first because you're going to invest in all the right people.
Yeah.
And you also want to make sure you've got a team around you who know what you want from your brand, know what you want the next bit of your, whatever it is, the next step in your career to look like.
Yeah.
So that's for people who are going from one thing, like what I went from a gym floor to online.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that and you want to, not even on a gym floor, like I know loads of nail girls have gone online.
Yes,
everyone do all this.
You can go and do most things online.
Most things online now, but I think you need to make sure, don't take the shortcuts. I know loads of people who have designed a website, done it really cheap, gone not to do it again. So you're actually losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have that little like bit there, but you're losing money in the end. Always invest and go for the people who you know are like you as well. Like you know are going to show up. You can rely on them. They know their job, and you don't have to worry about them. Like they're doing their job as well.
Because then it will come a job in itself.
Because otherwise, if you're worrying about somebody else, it's like, say if we had when we do like our video and stuff like that. Say if we had to go. Send it back all the time and go, no, wrong.
Maybe at the start to get it right.
Say, at the start you probably will because you're not even sure how you want it to be.
Yeah.
So at the start you will, but then if that person hasn't picked up what you want your brand to be looking at, how you are, then they're not the right person for you.
Yeah.
And you also
I agree.
and also again, the energy you want someone to turn up and be, because you're spending a lot of time with them. So you also, I would just make sure when you're going into that next step, invest in all the right people and the right things. Don't take shortcuts. It's the main thing. Don't take shortcuts. Also, don't compare yourself
to anyone.
Because it's the worst thing you can do.
What about for people scared to just put themselves out there because it's a scary world?
Scary world, and that's why I said it's a man's world. Men more will put themselves out there than what a woman would.
I'll put a story up and it's only got about 3 sentences and I'll think about it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's been a more personal...
Yeah.
If something personal's been on there, I'll think... And it always does the best, like, in terms of interaction and engagement. But... And it won't even be any... And I'll think, why did I even overthink that? But it's just scary.
It's a woman as well. I think a woman overthinks everything anyway.
Yeah.
But I think
that's who I'm thinking of when I ask that question. I can just see so many girls out there and so many have said it to me. Like, even the girl who done my hair this morning was like, just like really overthink what I'm putting out there. And she's absolutely brilliant. But people are just scared.
Yeah.
How people are going to perceive them.
It's very hard when it's you as well that you're putting your... my thing is, and I'm really bad at this, I don't watch anything back. So...
That's a good trait.
Yeah, but I don't watch anything back. It's not a good thing. I don't watch anything back. We get our videos over, we get our ads over.
And just put them
never
out?
Watch one. Never even watch one when they go on.
Really?
Never watch one. I climbed a gate the other day, and I mean, it got...
I was seeing that, I did see that.
I think it's got about 400,000 views on this, me climbing a gate.
Lovely.
I still can't watch it. It's climbing a gate. I can't watch. And that's my big thing. I won't watch a thing.
So
I just
you
literally,
think,
it's on.
Just do it.
Cal put that on, not me. But
just post and
just
ghost.
do it. Just stop overthinking. My big thing as well, like, I didn't feel good I had 2 babies back to back. I didn't like in myself, I didn't feel good.
Well,
I don't care what anyone says. Like,
for having 2, but it's always how you feel inside, isn't it?
And I just also used to say to people, don't look in the mirror. Just don't look in the mirror. What? No harm can come at you if you don't look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I know you need to look to check there's like no toothpaste on your face and stuff like that. But other than that, just don't, and just be happy and go about your day. And stop worrying about everyone else, because everyone else has got enough worries going on in their own life. Anyone who gives a crap about your life that much to go in depth, you don't want them. You don't want them in your life anyway, so you shouldn't care about them. So, but anyone else who wants to support you will just be there supporting you. Yeah. They also aren't going, wow, what's she got on? Wow, her hair needs to be moved to that side.
And if you are, you need to rethink
your life
a little bit.
But again, they're not people you want in your life.
Yeah.
So
don't be worrying about them.
Don't let that
there.
person, because at the end of the day, we're all going in the same way, and time ticks very quickly. Don't let someone's opinion of you stop you from where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because you'll get to 40, 50, 60, whatever,
Regrets.
and go,
you just have
why did I let that horrible person or people or whatever or anyone?
And it might not be anyone as well,
No,
because
it's
you
just
might
anyone,
just in your head.
like your head.
Yeah.
Why did I let myself stop myself?
Yeah.
I always, and I say it on every single workout, it's you against you. Believe in yourself. If you tell yourself, it's even like when you get up and you train, if you tell yourself, but it's like anything in life, I can't do this, I can't do this. Well, what have you already said to yourself?
Yeah.
You can't do it, but if you say to yourself, I can,
Yeah.
Look, there's going to be loads of obstacles along the way.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really bloody hard at times. But I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You will do it. Just believe in yourself. It's the hardest thing to do. I know it's the hardest thing to do.
You've just got to do
I
it.
don't. And also, again, don't believe you're motivated every single day, because I said this like on my page the other day. If I was showing up every day I was motivated this year, I wouldn't have turned up once.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
That was what I was going to say next, because from the outside, you look so, like, motivated, accountable, organised.
I am very organised in life.
So, like, it's good to show people that even someone like you who looks so highly motivated maybe actually isn't every day.
no,
You
I'm
just
not.
kind of have to pull it from somewhere.
No, I'm not motivated at all. I do workouts now and I'm thinking, I love the live.
That is so nice to hear, by the way.
I love
'cause
the live workouts.
when
I've
I've
got
done
to
your
show up.
workouts,
No, but I've got to show up on them.
yeah,
I
you've
love
got
them.
to,
And I
but
feel like I've
maybe
got everyone's energy
inside
with
as
me.
well, before it, you've even thought, like,
Oh no,
can't be
before it, I've
bothered.
probably spilled my coffee everywhere.
That's
like,
what I
tipped it
mean.
all
That's
over
nice,
myself.
because I've looked and thought, oh, I wish I had it energy.
No, probably had Duke throwing up on me, Vogue crying in the night. And I'm probably thinking, good God, I don't want to turn up today. I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't. But literally as soon as that screen goes on, I don't think.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. That's what I love about those lives. Like, I even go on and do Cal's workouts on the app because it can switch me completely off. I love that.
Like, you're watching his workout,
Yeah.
you do it as if
I love
you're
it.
yeah.
Because
love that.
if I'm training myself, this is what you can do when you go to the gym. I go, just check Instagram, or has anyone spoke to me? Like, I'll go and check the baby monitor, even though we know he's sleeping. I'll just stop myself from doing things because I can't be bothered. And then I go, I've only got 30 minutes. So now I have to make myself, and I know I've only got a 30-minute workout. I make it so I can't stop in those 30 minutes, because if I do, I'm already 40, 50, and whatever, into the workout, and I'm thinking, oh my God, should have just got that done. I always make sure I'm ready the day before anything. So I'll have all the kids' clothes out for probably the week.
I
Everything.
need to take this notes.
Oh no, I like both clothes all ready.
I'm a
for-
scramble
for-
in the morning kind of girl.
No, I look at the weather.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at the weather. Since Duke came along on this, look at the weather. She needs to know what she's got on. She needs a little hoodie or something for school. Make sure the bag.
I just pack an array for every season in the nursery
As soon as
bag.
that nursery bag, yeah, but I do that as well. But as soon as that nursery bag comes in, all the washing in, everything's changed, everything's done, ready to go for when she's next
my
in.
pet hate is John. John's got a van, so if he's picked him up, I'll
it in
do
the
all the
car.
dark washing and the light washing, and then next minute, Billy's bag's in. I'm like, I've done the washing. Where's this bag come from? Like, he just doesn't bring stuff in. It really annoys
Callum
me.
does that really, really. Callum doesn't even
Must
pick it up
be a
when he
man
goes to the nursery.
thing.
Comes back with Vogue.
No, it's all right. My mum picked him up the other day and brought George's bag home as well, whoever
Oh,
he
so
is. So
two
poor
ways
George hasn't got a bag. But anyway.
But yeah, I think you've got to be ready. Like, even down to, I always say to the girls, if you can go to work and you're going to do your workouts after work, go with a sports bra on. If you're wearing something like
that's a
you can
good
cover
tip,
it up,
yeah.
put a sports bra on, because
One of my old
it's the
friends
worst
used to
thing in the
sleep
world.
in a gym stuff.
Yeah, it's the worst thing in the world to get your sports bra on, isn't it?
Yeah.
So get it on. But they're my little tips. I think you've just got to be as prepared as you can for life. And also remember, not one day is ever going to go to plan.
No, just
And
accept
just go with
that.
it, just accept it. Like,
Yeah.
I wake up most days, I haven't slept because one baby will be up all night.
Wow, 2 under 2 is wild.
I then try not to speak to Callum probably for a little bit, because I think probably not going to be the nicest person in the world. So I also take deep breaths, go on my live, feel amazing after I come off it, then think, literally I come off, Vogue runs through the door as soon as the live's over, when I'm still on it. And it's like, go, 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 go. I know I've got to get 2 babies fed. I know I've got to get showered. I know I've got to then get back onto work. But you just do it. Don't think.
Just get it
don't
done.
think.
I feel like we haven't really touched about running a business and having kids. I know we have a little bit, but I feel like it is
Don't
just
do
like
it.
a different.
I do.
It is
I
a
do.
different ball game,
Yeah.
and I think you just realise you can fit so much more in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think I thought it was a lot harder before I had Vogue, to be honest.
Yeah,
But I also, it's been hard. It's been
I know.
really,
I couldn't
really,
imagine
really
2
tough.
under 2. I've got 1 under 2, and that is
Yeah,
lot.
to be honest, Duke's a dream, but he doesn't sleep as well.
yeah, that's hard.
So the no sleep's hard. It's just hard. But again, if you want to do it,
Just do it.
you'll do it. won't
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
I wanted my kids close together. I didn't have time on my side, to be honest. Callum definitely didn't want them as close together as what I wanted them. Duke came like he was not planned at all. I remember I didn't tell him for 2 days.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
were like, oh God.
And we went to Chris and Haley's place, and all his mates were in there, and they were all going, "Oh, do you want another one anytime soon?" Vogue was 6 months. And he went, no, good few years. And I was
you're
going,
sat there thinking,
I'd
oh,
just
well,
done the test before we went.
surprise.
I was going to tell him that night, and I went, no, I'm not going to tell him. I'll just wait.
But everything happens for a reason, obviously,
Everything
doesn't
happens
it?
for a reason. I'm worried. I do question a few reasons.
But imagine when they're both in school and you'll
Exactly.
be like...
Imagine when they're both potty trained.
Yeah.
No nappies to go on holiday with. Like when Duke's feeding himself properly.
Yeah, I feel like
No
it's
bottles.
the first few years that are hard when you have them close together, apparently.
Is that what we're
and
telling
then
ourselves?
that's what people tell. That's what I've heard on the streets.
Okay.
But I am definitely planning on waiting for Billy to go to school. I think I couldn't deal with two, but you never know what's going to happen.
No, Billy can help you then.
Mm-hmm.
But you
I
never
don't know
know
if
what's going to
boys would
happen.
be as...
They would. I think they're dead loving when they're little.
Yeah, he is loving. So what's next for you and Power?
So we've got our actual app coming out on the App Store in the next few months. Apple
I can
is
imagine.
rough.
I can imagine
It's
you with
tough
that,
going.
with you being a perfectionist.
I'm not as bad as Callum.
Oh,
I
really?
don't get invited to as many meetings probably. But no, Callum's worse than me. They dread him going. Like
Oh, really?
everyone dreads him going. He is the pickiest person on like the simplest of things. Like if the text needs to be like this much smaller.
I know, but all the little things turn into big
No,
things.
little thing. If you don't sweat the small stuff,
You've got to sweat the small stuff.
you've got to sweat the small stuff. I'm very much for that, but I like the way Cal sweats the small stuff because I am a big person for that. But if I know he's going to do it, for one, it makes me look like not the moaning one. He can do it. And I just leave him to do all that.
Oh,
but,
that's exciting then, the Power app.
Yeah, it is. And we can't wait for it. Again, really stressful because we've got to get a lot of stuff on it before it goes. That has been hard. It has been hard, but it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be what we've wanted from day one of doing this was to have an app. It was a huge thing to ask because it's huge to do an app. You know, the expense behind it is unbelievable. Probably didn't know that either. But, and what we want built into it as well, like even having like no other app has live workouts on there, we're going to have them on. So it's something we had to build in ourselves. There's a lot of things we're building in that other people don't have because we want to make sure we've covered everything. And
you still got the same, like, how the business is running now. You just basically still want it on the app because I think people like the fact that they're live.
Yeah, we don't want to change that.
And it's good that also they're on there when you miss that time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
it's good to have both.
It, but it's just good to have the lives. We like it, keeps us accountable. It also, we're in it. And when we know, it's a lot harder, I think, to pre-record a workout than what it is to do a live.
Yeah.
Because pre-record, no one's watching you.
So you can be
You can have in your head, if I want to turn this off now, I can turn this off.
But when everyone's watching you, just can't.
You've just got this like new way of energy.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a lot easier to do the lives, in my eyes, than what it is to pre-record. But, so that's why we want to keep that. And it's exciting. It's exciting what we've got going on. We've got a huge pop-up coming up as well. It's meant to be for a bit of the app launch, and it is. But, that's coming up in the next month. And then it'll be the app launch.
Oh, exciting.
Between now and Christmas.
So I've got one more question. If you were to go back 10 years,
what
would you tell yourself, little Holly?
Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to answer it the way I was going to answer it. Probably something Carl told me, and I wish. Do you know what? I never knew I did it. Don't take anything personal.
It's a big one.
Carl says it all the time, and he doesn't take anything personal in. But
I don't think men do.
No, I know, but like he's next level of chill. Like, wow. But I didn't think I did, again, because I've never been surrounded about people who have had to take anything personal, really.
Yeah.
But then there's things in, people cancelling. You've got to realise they cancel the app for loads of different reasons. Yeah. Either not using it, money reasons, changing, they want to go back to a gym, anything. Just got to realise, don't take anything personal and just enjoy the ride. Yeah. Enjoy what's coming. Stop sweating anything. Just wing every single day. Yeah. Done that anyway. And just enjoy it. And do you know what? Just always do what makes you happy. Don't stay in any situation you don't feel valued. You don't feel one thing I should have learned. Didn't do that. Stayed somewhere I shouldn't have. But again, everything happens for
For
a
a
reason.
reason.
And everything that comes in your life is meant to happen, I think.
Yeah.
So, again, go with it, but also remember what you're worth, and yeah, just enjoy your life, because you only get one. Nobody at the end of the day, if you're taking anything personal, for one, that person doesn't really give a crap about you, and for another, you're not gonna, when you get older, are you gonna think?
No,
You're not even gonna remember it in a year.
I know. You
Just
think
don't.
back from stuff when you're younger, don't you? Think, why did I was sobbing
Or
over
you've
that.
forgotten. Or you
Yeah,
actually
and
forget.
it was not even important.
But at that time, it's so stressing. You build
Yeah.
up all that. And you're also putting that on all the people around you as well. So
True.
don't just distance yourself from that person if anything is like that. And yeah, just enjoy the rides. Enjoy
Yes.
the rides.
Love
And
that.
also, if you're watching this and you're in your 20s, as well as wanting to start a career, live your bloody life, because you don't get them back.
No, wow.
Also, go and see the world, go and travel, go and do whatever you want to do, but live your life in your 20s.
Before you have a mortgage.
Before you have a
the
mortgage,
things I
before you
could
have
done.
kids, before you marry some people with them, go and enjoy
Yeah.
life, just you, and find out who you are, find out what makes you happy, and yeah, just go and explore life and explore who you are as a person.
Love that. Thank you so much.
Loved it.